everyone, my name is Prism, and welcome to another Minecraft video. So today is November 3rd of 2024, and I want to show you a brand new data pack that I've been working on for quite a few months now. I even created an older version of it, which I believe I showed off months ago. But this is basically a reboot of that, ported all the way to 1.21.3. This is called Creatures Unleashed, a new mobs data pack, adding multiple new creatures to the game. Now, I promise you that the game is not this laggy. It is my computer. I have a great computer, but I have a lot of files on it, so it is affecting my performance. But I did want to go ahead and show you all of the new mobs. Now, this isn't all of them. These are all the ones that I am proud of. There are a couple other mobs that have been brief concepts or that I haven't finished yet that I will show off at a later date or scrap. But we have 9 mobs here. We have the the Backrax, the Banshee, the Chimera, the Ent, the Living Flame, the Man-Bat, the Thunderbird, the Werewolf, and the Yeti. All of these mobs have been modeled and textured by either me, J677, or Arwen, with the Ent and the Thunderbird being made by him, Arwen, and J677 did the model for the Banshee, and Super Bra Moment actually did the model for the Backrax and the texture for the Werewolf. So these are all mobs that have been done by a variety of people, and now I am putting them into a pack together. So I'm going to find all these mobs and show you what they do, beginning with, had it on peaceful mode, the Backrax. Now, Backraxes spawn in desert biomes, or Badlands biomes, rather. They're a pretty slow mob. I may end up changing how much speed they have. Their animation is also subject to change. But on death, they currently drop nothing, though I'm planning for them to be able to drop their mask, or in other words, the head that they are wearing, along with some blaze-centric items. Centric, is that the right word? Blaze-related items, such as blaze powder, maybe some coal, maybe some gunpowder. They're just kind of meant to be like fiery creatures that you can find as you explore the Badlands. The next is a Banshee. This is based on a myth of a creature. Now this mob can kill you. It will deal a lot of damage when it tries to attack you. And you can't block it with a shield. It does currently do its attack a lot, and the texture is very much most likely going to change. But you can see that, I'm killed by magic. Basically, Banshees are known for being able to scream, and so I made it have an attack where it can actually scream and kill entities using it. And you'll notice that you can't outrun the scream. It can be deflected if there are blocks in the way. So, apparently it goes through blocks. I will have to fix that, but they're not meant to be able to go through blocks, and they will be a lot less frequent. Instead of 10, or instead of 2 seconds, maybe like every 15 seconds. So, we'll get rid of the Banshee. Next is a mob that I'm very proud of. This is called the Chimera. Now, the Chimera doesn't actually do anything. It's just a model and a texture. But it is one that I spent a very hard time on. This is going to be a mob that you can find in savanna biomes, kind of like a mini-boss. The idea is, maybe I'll turn this up a little bit more, that they are a mystical type of creature that you can just come across. You can hit them. Of course, they deal damage. They're going to deal a little bit more damage. You will notice that they are kind of hard to hit because it's such a long model. Their hitbox doesn't really equal up to their model's length. But you can find those. Those will spawn in savannas. I'm not sure what they will drop. I'm kind of thinking of treating them like a mini-boss that you can find. So they might not have a boss bar, but if you do come across one, you definitely want to run away from it. And of course, to make it more threatening, I will give it a walking animation, and I will increase its speed. Next, we have the Ent, which has been scaled up. Now, this mob was modeled and textured by Arwen. It is a very tall mob. It also glitches out quite a bit, but it deals a lot of damage, as you can see right here. So I actually may scale this back down because it is kind of ridiculous how hard it is to hit. You let me know your thoughts, but it can spawn in forest biomes, and there might be other variants events in the future, but this is the generic one that you will find in oak and forest biomes. Alright, so we have the Ent. Next, we have a nether creature. This nether creature is called the Living Flame, and this is a mob I modeled and textured. Oh, I have not added a moving model for it. Whoops. But basically, it does have a fire ability. That is a bug. It is not meant to do that. Basically, what it will do is it will create fire if a entity collides with its fire beam. What I'm showing you here, I should have said at the beginning, and I may add it. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Oh, there it is. I should tell you that this is all basically a work in progress. Like, all the mobs I'm showing you today are going to be in the final version, most likely, but they're not with their final textures and stuff like that. Like, the Banshee, I do want to work on retexturing it, but I have a version in the game that, you know, exists. So it will be changed, but it's what I've got so far. This next one is called the Man Bat, and this is inspired by the bat from Batman Forever. For some reason, it is not doing the moving model. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with it. But it is a bat. It's meant to be huge, and it can kill you. And I think I'm going to set it to peaceful or something, because clearly it is not rendered right. So that will be fixed. And I do plan to do updates on this pack, probably every couple of months, maybe every couple of weeks, just showing you some brand new mobs when I add them to the game, or changes to existing mobs. Next is the Thunderbird. This is one created by Arwen, and I'm not really sure what this one will do. I'm thinking it'll just be a bird, but I don't really know much more than that. Like, it's gonna have something to do with lightning. It looks really cool. Arwen did a great job texturing and modeling it. It has a great moving model, but I don't really know what to do with it. So that mob is going to be figured out at a later date, but they did a good job on the model. So next we have a mob that I'm actually really proud of. The reason I'm really proud of it is because, one, I modeled it myself. Well, I used the original model as a base. Basically, a friend of mine years ago made a texture for it and a model. And looking at it, I wasn't really impressed with the model. And so I thought, instead of having to remake everything, I'll keep the texture and I'll try a fresh new model. And I'll base the proportions of each cube on the model on the original model itself. So, you know, how big the feet are going to be, or the arms, or the claws, that kind of thing. So I used the texture, and I used the original model to try and come up with a new design. I also was inspired by the one from Mo Creatures, and this is what I've got for a werewolf. Now, in the daytime, the werewolf seems like nothing. Nothing weird about the villager at all. But if I set it to midnight, the werewolf awakens. And I can show you this. So if I go to attack it, does it not have a tail? I just realized I don't think it has a tail. I will have to fix that. But the werewolf will run after you. It may stop every couple of seconds, but it will come back at you charging. It deals a lot of damage. It deals the wither effect. It is a very dangerous mob. But of course, if you ever want to get away from it, just sleep, and it will turn back into a villager. Now, it will not keep any of the data that the werewolf had. So basically, if the villager is at 10 health and it turns to midnight, the werewolf will be back at its full health. Now, I will go over the full health for all the mobs in the official release trailer, but yeah, that is the werewolf. I'm thinking of making it drop its head or something. I'm actually not sure what the werewolf could drop. I'm thinking more of armor head items just for fun. But yeah, that is the werewolf. Alright, and then another mob we have here. This is one inspired by the Tempest box. And one thing I learned from the Tempest box is you always have to have a threatening Yeti. So, inspired by the one modeled by its Zender, and the one my friend Super Bro Moment made, I wanted to make my own Yeti. And here it is. And it deals a lot of damage. It doesn't deal as much knockback as I would like. Also, it does not have a hurt texture, but it is a Yeti. And so I will be changing it to be more threatening, as you can see right here. Yeah, currently, it is pretty hard to reach. It is a pretty big mob if you look at it. There's some nice ice rocks on the side of it. I spent quite a bit of time texturing this. And it has cool sounds. It actually uses vanilla mob sounds. That's what all these use. But, yeah. It is a very dangerous mob. But there's a lot more to be done with the Yeti. So the Yeti is not done. The Yeti is a work in progress. But I think because I keep embarrassing myself when trying to kill it, I'm going to leave it at that. That is 9 new custom mobs that will be added to the game. All of them are going to get changed. All of them are going to be rebalanced. All of them are going to have better drops. Everything is subject to change. But this is the very first devlog I'm making on this data pack, or progress update, whatever I end up calling these. So I thank you guys for watching. Peace out, and goodbye for now.